Ejusdem Generis Rule just states that where a set of particular things have been stated, a class of particular things, particular events, particular situations, and it's then followed by a general provision, you must interpret that general provision in line with the specific provisions that have come before it. Very important. For instance, in Nasser and Buhari, in that case, Section 11 of the Rent Control Act of 1965 defined a premises as a building of any description which is used by persons, for living and sleeping or other lawful purposes. Now, the question that came up was night clubbing. Can it be safely called or filed under lawful purposes? So the court held that no, it cannot, because it cannot safely be interpreted as a type of purpose that follows living and sleeping. Living, sleeping is different from night clubbing. I was asked by a government department to write a legal advice on a complaint that had been filed by a bread manufacturer or bread producer, a bread maker now, a bread factory or bread company now. So the question was that they had been taxed only taxes. Their truck was caught in town by tax force people, and they were taxed only taxes. So they had appealed to the government, reaching a complaint, so to speak, saying that they are not bound by only taxes because they are moving bread. They are not in the haulage business generally. They just have a truck for moving their bread from one distributor to another. So you cannot safely call them a haulage business or service that must be taxed according to the haulage tax. So I looked at the haulage tax. The haulage tax had said that people or companies, businesses that were under its taxing scope were those that were doing moving quarried stones, and all sorts things like that. It specified quarried stones. I think it talked about building materials or probably something in that line. So if I'm remembering it correctly. So I applied the Ejusdem Generis Rule and said that they could not come under businesses that were taxed under that section of the haulage tax law because bread was a far cry from quarried stones,